What's up, guys? This is Yacineygo. So we just got some new cards from the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime, so we're gonna be checking them out as soon as you smash the like and subscribe button, of course. So the first one is Conduction Warrior Linear Magnum Plus. I remember this card being played by Bastion, whatever, the annoying nerd from Raw Yellow that actually sucked, like the mathematician guy that apparently was using logic to win all his games but actually kept losing. Very interesting. Okay, so Earth Rocks. By the way, he played like 5 different decks. That guy made no sense. Level 7, 27, 13 cannot be normal summon or set. Must first be special summoned from her hand by sending 2 Magnet Warriors, monsters whose original level is 4 lower from her deck. Hand deck and or face of field to the grave. Yeah, clearly you're going to be sending them from deck to grave. That's an interesting summoning condition. You're basically dumping 2 monsters. And I mean, if they have effects when they're dumped to the grave, that could be broken, but I really doubt it, honestly. This card is sent you can banish 3 level. Oh, actually, no, it might not be too bad. Oh, that's actually interesting. Okay. So one of them has an effect at the very least. I know they have like effects when they're summoned, but I don't know if they just do like something relevant when they're just sent to the grave. Probably not. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, there's a Stratos, blah, blah, blah. Special summon monster from hand. Tribute to summon a Magnet Warrior from deck. Yeah, it's kind of garbage, actually. Yeah, so the only one that has a graveyard effect immediately would be, I think, Delta, the Magnet Warrior. Yeah, that one, if it's sent to the grave, you can banish 3 level 4 lower Magnet monsters from her grave, except Delta, the Magnet Warrior. Oh, whoa, what the? Oh, so it has to be, like, other Magnet Warrior monsters, and then you summon Valkyrie on the Magnet Warrior from the deck, ignoring the summoning conditions. Okay, alright, so this is basically how you can get some value off, but not really. It's not good enough. Even then, even though this is a good summoning condition, because it's kind of free, it still could be better. But anyways, it's fine. You can only special summon this card once per turn that way. Okay, unfortunate. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. So you can target one other Earth monster on the field. This card gains attack equal to half that monster's attack until the end of the turn. Okay, it's not great, but it's not garbage. And if this card is destroyed and sent to the grave, add it to your hand. That's a mandatory effect too. Interesting. Okay, I mean, yeah, sure, it's fine. It's not... Magnet Warrior sucks. There's not much for me to say here. Bastion, you also suck. Okay, Chaos Distill. I mean, if your name is Bastion and you're watching this video, you most definitely don't suck. Continuous Spell, you can only use the second effect once per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card once per turn. Okay, sorry, I'm really stupid. Any card sent to your graveyard, yours is banished instead. Very interesting. I don't know how you can really benefit off of that. I mean, I know, obviously, but it's still less than... It's not as good as Macrocosmos, D-Fisher, and stuff like that because it only really affects you, but I guess if you play Thunder Dragon and you go normal summon Armageddon Knight or Solar, that could be decent. So you can only activate, you can activate one of these effects, so add 1 Macrocosmos or a card that mentions it from your deck to your hand except Chaos Distill. I don't think a lot of cards really mention Macrocosmos other than, yeah, Grand Conversions. Conversion, yeah. You control F3. This card sucks. Wait, what? Oh, hold on. Yeah, destroy all monsters on the field. Yeah, that doesn't change the fact that it sucks. Okay, yeah. Fantastic. Okay, so yeah. It still searches Macrocosmos, so I'm not going to complain too much, but you might as well just play 3 copies of Macrocosmos and ignore this card completely. If Macrocosmos is on the field, banish this card, banish this face-up card from the spell and trap zone. Add a light monster with question mark attack from your deck to your hand. Okay, let's actually check the targets, because this could be interesting. I mean, probably not, but... If it just said like a monster with question mark stats, you would be able to search Sphere mode, but it has to be a light. And no, Sphere mode is not light, it's divine. Yeah, I know, the troll. Okay, so let's check it out. You have 23 targets. You got Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon, Arcana Trump Joker, Black, okay, Garbage, Cyber Alternate Gun, blah blah blah, Trash, Helios. Yeah, clearly this is supposed to search the Helios monsters, but no, we were never doing that. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't have 23 search targets because a bunch of them are from the extra deck. Okay, so in other words, this card is Cheeks. Alright, fantastic. Hero Rule 1, 5 Freedoms, Normal Traps, second effect once per turn. Target up to 5 cards in any graveyards, banish them. Okay, so first of all, I want to say something before we go any further. I think a week or 2 weeks ago, I've made a shorts on cards that looked similar. I don't know how, you know, religiously you follow this channel and if you actually check out my shorts. If you do, by the way, I love you even more than I already do. But yeah, I do remember that I covered Heroes Rule 1 and 2. It's actually very interesting how Heroes Rule 2 came out before Heroes Rule 1. We've been waiting for this card for like 20-something years, by the way. This is not a new card at all. This has been played in the anime by Jiren against... I think it might have been... I forgot the name of the guy. Maybe like something Maru, the guy who played the Sacred Beast, like on season 1 or something, the final boss before we went into like the Society of Light arc. I actually kind of forgot a little bit, even though it's not like it's not been like that long since I last watched the GX anime. But yeah, I do remember that the anime effect was just this. So if the card has a second effect, then it's all a bonus. And this is really cool to see that when you wait for a card that you've been, you know, wanting for like years and years and years, Konami is not only going to deliver eventually, even though it might take like 20, 30 years. Like obviously at the time you actually like want that card and you get it, you might already have like kids and a family and not be like interested in the game anymore. But at the very least, you're going to get it with a bonus effect. And hopefully this bonus effect was worth the 20 years of your life. So if this card is in your grave, except during the turn it was sent there, you can banish it, then target one of your banished Elemental Hero monsters, special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. Remember that you have to wait 20 years for this effect. There you go, Merry Christmas. So I hope you're happy. That's the only thing I care about. But what I care about actually also is the fact that the first effect is basically, again, it's really cool that we have a Soul Release as a trap card. The only thing that we're still missing is Soul Release as a quick play spell, and then Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to be completely broken. Where that card will destroy the game, even if it's once per turn, even if you gotta pay like half your life points. No way Soul Release will ever become a quick play, because even as a normal spell, it's a solid card depending on the format. A very cool card. It's not garbage. I don't think it's trash at all, because if you're playing a hero deck, then this is a solid side deck card, even though it's not searchable. It's not a hero spell or trap. Really stupid, but I don't even think, like, you can search hero spells and traps anyways, because, hold on a second, maybe you can search, like, a hero card with, like, something, I don't even know, but yeah, again, this is hero not in capital letters, so it doesn't really belong to the archetype. It's a card that you're gonna have to sack or thrust into. But yeah, no, target up to 5 cards and then your graveyard, banish them. This is looking like a fantastic card against Fire King. Not too bad, not too bad. And also, it's up to 5 cards, and you can target your own graveyards. Again, it's worded the exact same way as Soul Release. So it is for you to judge whether this card will be played or not. I think, like I said, it's not complete trash, but personally, I still think Soul Release is just a better card. Because realistically, the second effect only matters if you're playing Hero, but if you are playing Hero, then this card is clearly better than Soul Release. So, you know what? It's not garbage. Maybe it wasn't really worth the wait, but I'm not going to complain too much. Archfiend Matador. This was played by the first Shadow Rider, I think. The one that kidnapped Alexis Rhodes. I actually kind of forgot, but yeah, it was in the weird manner that you weren't allowed to go and... not relevant. Okay, so Dark Warrior Ritual, level 600. You can Ritual summon this card with a Ritual the Matador. And then first effect once per turn. If this card is Ritual Summon, you can add the 2 Archfiend cards from your deck to your hand, except itself. Also, this card cannot attack this turn. Oh no, my 0 attack monster cannot attack this turn. Oh, what will I do? No way, this is the end of the world. Bro, you can search 2 Archfiend cards, like any of them. You can search Simul Archfiends. It's basically like a D-Barrier, kind of. So that's pretty nice. You can search Archfiend Eccentric, Archfiend Hyris. Really wonder if there's other interesting Archfiend cards that you can search. I mean, obviously, you can search Infernity Archfiend. You can search Regenesis Archfiend Bemet Bar. That's actually very interesting. Labyrinth Archfiend. The Archfiend, like, archetype, it bridges with, like, I mean, not really bridges, but it's correlated to, like, so many other archetypes. It's really interesting. Like, literally, I think, like, 10 other archetypes are combined with it. I mean, it's not necessarily a great thing, but... whatever, I mean, it's cool. I'm looking at the targets right now. There are 111 cards that have the word Archfiend in them, but there's obviously, like, redundance because there's alternative arts for Summon Skull and stuff like that, because, yes, Summon Skull is an Archfiend monster, if I recall correctly. Yes, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Okay, a lot of irrelevant stuff as well, blah, blah, blah. Let's look at the Archfiend spells and traps. A lot of them are dog shit, huh? Oh, actually, one of them was used in an FTK by, my boy Carlos, actually, if I recall correctly, who got, what, 3rd, 4th place at a YCS with Ubel FTK with Nightmare Archfiends. Super interesting. Yeah, okay, so now you can actually search this with the Ritual, but then again, you do have to Ritual summon it. Ah, that's unfortunate. It cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, you take no battle damage from battles involving this card, but it doesn't reflect damage, so who cares? If this card battles a monster after a damage calc, destroy that monster, and if you do, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. That's actually really cool. Okay, so yeah, you always win your battles, and then your opponent's monsters always die, and your opponent takes damage, and you basically just lose nothing in the process. But It would have been cool if this card could actually attack every monster your opponent controlled. That would have been broken. Like, you destroy everything, burn your opponent for 5k, or 6k, or technically 7k if it's an extra link, but yeah. I mean, it's a cool card. I kind of like it, but it's not... It's Archfiend. And also, I don't know how good the Ritual of the Matador is, so hopefully it is good. Ritual of the Matador, there we go. Speaking of the devil, no pun intended. So, Ritual spell, no shit. Second effect once per turn. Ritual summon 1 Archfiend Matador from your hand. No, by tributing monsters from your hand and or field whose total level equals 6 or more. This is not what we asked for. We don't want, like... Basically, look, the Ritual mechanic is one of the shittiest mechanics in the game, because you need the Ritual spell, the Ritual monster, and then you need, like, another monster in your hand. So it's actually worse than polymerization, because... Yeah, I mean, sorry, fusion summoning, because with fusion summoning, like, yeah, sure, you need the fusion spell and the monsters, but you don't actually need, like, the end, like, product. You don't need the actual fusion monster in your hand, obviously. It's in your extra deck, so you always have access to it. But yeah, this is only really, like... viable if you got, like, preparation of rights to search into the 2 cards. Otherwise, hold on, pre-preparation of rights, sorry. I mean, it's, at least it's, like, it mentions Archfiend Matador, so it's a viable target. You can banish this card from your grave, special summon 1 non-ritual Archfiend monster from your hand. See, that's actually really cool. So, the thing is, you go pre-prep, search this and this, and then with any level 6, you summon Archfiend Matador, you search 2 Archfiend cards, and then you banish this, you summon an Archfiend monster from your hand. If you're playing an Infinity Archfiend, you're popping off like crazy. I can actually see a lot of, I mean, actually kind of scary combos, depending on the deck that you're playing. And if you draw a bunch of monsters, you can just, like, use a bunch of them as ritual fodder for your Infinity, for your Archfiend Matador. So I think maybe Infinity could be the best deck to abuse this, I mean, abuse, it's a big word, to, like, take advantage of these interesting cards. But then again, I'm looking at the cards that you can search with Archfiend Matador, and most of them are garbage. Very bad, because the Archfiend cards, I mean, they're pretty old. You're not really trying to summon many of them. Soul Resonator is not an Archfiend, that's unfortunate. Bone Archfiend is pretty good from what I remember. Hold on a second. I think this card might be a starter for Resonator. I don't think so. Yeah, you can summon a special, blah, 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 etc. Yeah, sure, it sends a Fiend Tuner from your hammer deck to the grave. I do remember that there is a way to play the game when you send something. It might have been like the Spider or something. I kind of forgot. It's been a while since I last touched Resonator. But, oh, there was also Vice, Lightsworn Archfiend. That is true. Mimigul Archfiend. I'm gonna mess around with this package, because even though I don't think it's gonna be, like, super competitive, it's at the very least very cute. This card, I think it's also pretty cool. It's not insane. This card's not really that great. Realistically, like, you're better off just playing 3 Macrocosmos, which nobody's doing anyways, so it's not like having an extra copy of Macrocosmos really matters. It's not like it does really much of anything other than that. And then, yeah, Conduction Warrior Linear Magnum Plus. Only good in a shit deck, so nobody cares. But yeah, you guys let me know how you feel about them in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.